You know, it occurs to me that I don't actually... I mean, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I messed this up already. That custom characters can't do the challenge achievements for obvious reasons, because you're forced into a character, into playing a character. So, as we get into the Ghastly Challenge... Ghastly Challenge? Ghastly Challenge. Where, yeah, we can't fight normally, but we do have Mind Drain, which, you know, could be useful, but as we get into Goizo, World of Fairy character exclusive... Oh, Spooky Ghost! Yes, and oh my goodness, I'm still in a lot of pain. If you don't know, basically I'm sick right now still, too, but I'm on the tail end of the sickness, so I should be fine. Dexterity, Strength, Takshisan, Light, Second Mystery, and maybe a Knowledge check. And that's absolutely bad for me because, well, the sickness is absolutely bad for me because, I forgot if I had the second encounter check. Yeah, I'm the only person responsible for my own thingamajiggies, so let's see what we get here. Might as well set a legal den, there's no reason for any weapons. We could set the History Club and fish for Ghostly Spear. Ghastly Presence, Ghostly Spear, but if we don't get it, that's actually not that great, but we'll do the best of what we've got, because all we've got is Mind Drain to attack enemies with. Theoretically speaking, you should never get Flood, because Flood is impossible, near impossible, if not impossible to do on Ghastly Challenge. We'll find out. So we have Festival, Botanist, Recluse, Ramen, I almost said Raven, Ramen, and Coma. Raven is a mystery, it's a custom mystery by Haspin. Hey, not sponsored by anyway. Botanist, Festival, Ramen, Recluse, Coma. I mean, I could do Recluse now. We can still do spiritual actions for as much as they're worth. But an additional source of damage would be good, so... Also, I think if we run into double nurses, we're dead, right? We have to run? But anywho. Just making sure what I have on my plate before I move out, because... Yeah, if I don't get this squared up immediately... I'm using the wrong phrase, aren't I? But, nonetheless, we need to make sure we're ready to move out. Maxed out level mansion, maxed out level down... Okay, just gonna go downtown. And we'll see what we can do. That being said, we do have other... we do have other modes, methods of damage available, but obviously, yeah, attacking is normally your source of damage. It's a nice finisher too if you run Mind Drain and or Ghostly Spear, but nonetheless, you are dealing with essentially a Doom deficient because you have to run most of the time. Again, as I said, there are sources of damage you can do aside from the attack actions or offensive actions, but normally, yeah, you're not really going to experience that. Now, that being said, grabbing a weapon will help my Sever action, but it's going to be a waste of Doom because, again, assumably, we might be running from a lot of encounters. You can't cast too many Mind Drains, but you do have some sway here and there. So I might also have to send allies, including this dog, is what I'm trying to say. But a Doll Nurse and or Burning Man fight will help out immensely as well. Yes, you are essentially hoping for RNG in some cases, but this is by far not one of the mysteries that is big RNG based. Now, having Recluse is nice, but we are in Botanist right now. So, in a strange way, not having to go for a weapon-ish means that our Doom is going to be low because we're not going to be spending any actions, increasing Doom so we can get the funds to buy a weapon. Or get a weapon. Either way. Now, that's not great, losing Bath there, but we'll deal with it. We're losing Max Reason anyway, and we're pretty much topped off on Reason, so... Yeah, we'll find out. I might actually want to take Festival first. But in the interest of healing, probably not. Coma Rom, yeah, so we have a lot of Force investigations. We gotta take Recluse at some point. But we'll take it after Coma. That way we lose Reason, and we can... more freely use Mind Drain, because Mind Drain is going to increase my Reason anyway, so... Oh, that's right, I have Masochistic, so I just lost 2 max Reason, so that... Yeah, not great. Not great at all. In fact, I do need to get rid of this, because I need to be able to cast Mind Drain. It's pretty important. That being said, when we go into Recluse, we'll be able to stuff toy away the Masochistic curse, so... In a way, it's okay as well. We shouldn't be in the hospital anymore, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, high threat level hospital, but as long as our Reason stay, well, I was going to say, as long as our Reason stays above 7, we would be okay. But because that didn't happen, So yeah, I think we just run here. Mind Drain does 5 damage, and I don't really have the luxury of spending 5 max reason. I almost said MP, but you get the point. You gotta pick and choose your fights. If I could handcuff an enemy, then yes, I would feel a lot more comfortable. Unfortunately, that's not what we're doing here. Yeah, so we'll move on. Yeah, I should have probably looked for a weapon at some point. We do have the 6th floor. Coma was our second mystery, and we do need to take Recluse now. You know, I should reroll here, but in the for the purposes of my Doom, we're not going to do that. No, Bath. Recluse. So yeah, we do want to stuff to... Losing 10 damage, potential damage, is quite important. But the Doom decrease, or the average Doom increase in Recluse here is also going to help out somewhat. And that being said, we can kind of take out of funds, well, we don't need to anymore, but we can kind of take out of funds because we will be using Mind Drain. So all things considered, we theoretically should always be topped off or near topped off on reason. Topped off meaning my reason should be at its max, basically. In case I'm pretty sure I'm taking that phrase from FF14 lingo, but hey, considering we're on a third mystery on 29%, I can afford to be a bit comfortable and loose with my wording. But as we get into this roommate fight, yeah, so this is where a lot of our max reason is gonna go. Although we can do some sever actions here, but nonetheless we need to get it down to 6 HP or below anyway, so unless I want to cast Abolish and just take one in the face, but we don't need to do that. So finally, we're at an okay amount of reason. For every other forced boss encounter, though, you do need to figure out a strategy to deal damage other than Mind Drain, because that's going to be too many. That's going to be too many encounters to use Mind Drain for. Not that you can't survive with 4 or 5 max reason, it's just that it is a lot of max reason to chew through, and if you're unlucky with events, you can end up dying. So, that being said, we do want to trade any reason we have, because like I said, theoretically speaking, we should be able to... our reason should be at its max most of the time. But if things like this happen, yeah, things like this happen. Now, I could option select well, not really an option. Yeah, it would be an option select, wouldn't it? But we have the Doom here, so while we have the Doom... Again, my Doom comfort level is about 18 to 20% per mystery, but really, it should be a little lower, because obviously 20 times 5 is 100% Doom, so... That's not exactly going to be good math, but you get the point. You want to be around that range, because if you spend any more, then you definitely know you're in trouble. So, yeah. Can I get Ghost Connection, please? No? Cool. I might as well take Self-Therapy. It's the most helpful thing here. I can still Brace, I believe. So, increasing Strength will provide me some help. It's just that it won't be the most, because it's not like I can Brace into an improvise action, which is what I would like to do. Essentially, what that would mean is that Brace becomes, or Brace plus Improvise would become a 3 damage action, because you get an item that deals 3 damage. Now, if you're fast enough, you can actually throw the item and therefore defeat some enemies without taking damage. If you or you defeat them in one turn without taking damage that turn, so it saves you on HP, but that's only if you're fast enough, and that is probably going to be harder than firing a weapon and then throwing an item, or using handcuffs, sorry. But as we bring Iwa with us, this run's looking pretty good. If we somehow die this run, that would be really weird. But otherwise, yeah, there's no real reason to really fight anything here. Mind Drain is essentially, design-wise, in my opinion, this challenge is, yes, you use Mind Drain on bosses, and for every other enemy, you're essentially running away. Now, you can feel free to use Mind Drain at your own leisure, but just know, depending on your RNG in general, you might want to use Mind Drain less. But if you feel confident, feel free to Mind Drain yourself to 1 max reason. That nothing is really stopping you. So yeah, even with this max threat level Ramen Doom level increase, we should be perfectly fine. We run away from Miku here as well. And yeah, let's go ahead and go. Now, if we get Ghost Connection here, the game's trolling, but it's not like, yeah, so it's not like I can do much about that. I can increase my Dexterity by 2, and Arcane Grasp is still one of the worst perks in the game. If just by nature, because you're usually not using spells, although this challenge, yes, you are only using spells, it leaves a lot to be desired. So we passed Dexterity and Strength, Takshisan in the middle, but we don't want to toss Iwa at Takshisan, Light, Second Mystery, and maybe a Knowledge check. Not that we really care, because we're fine no matter what. So yeah, I did get quite lucky with Recluse. Recluse is, despite the ghost encounter at the end on this challenge, you do want to see Recluse. It is to your benefit. And I don't even need to Mind Drain Takshisan fully. I can choose to just Mind Drain into Handcuffs. No reason to take any risks at all. So those free handcuffs are also pretty important, is what I'm trying to say. Not that I couldn't get smacked by Takshisan, but obviously, unless you have another source of damage aside from Mind Drain, that's not obviously an offensive action, yeah, you're kind of stuck there. Because you can't run. So without further ado, we do this achievement. And Goizo is pretty Goizo as well. But yeah, with that, we unlock the Insomnia status, which is you lose 2 reason at the end of every mystery, question mark. But if not, I mean, we have about 19 achievements to go, and we will get into the Ghost Town challenge soon. So I'm sighing there because it's going to be a thing, but without further ado, I'll see you next time. Please support me if you want to. Otherwise, if you don't feel like this is worth it, it's worth it, then yeah, don't. But I'll see you later. Thank you for watching, though. Bye!